Today we are talking about the eternal recurrence, perhaps the most inspiring idea that you will ever hear. And this is part 3 of the Important Ideas in Philosophy series. I'm going to continue to go through my favorite ideas. This might be a never-ending list, who knows, but today we're talking about my perhaps top 5 favorite ideas when it comes to anything, which is the eternal recurrence by Friedrich Nietzsche. The place I like to go to for this idea the most is the gay science. I think it puts it the most clearly, the most simply, and it's just right there in front of you, and it's haunting and it's confronting, and it's something that will either be the most inspirational or the most disasterful and discomforting idea that you will ever believe. But in this juxtaposition, in this realization, you find what it is that you're living for. And I think, divorced from any sort of religion or any sort of metaphysical idea, this is the one sole affirmation that if you follow, you will live a good life. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So briefly, what the eternal recurrence is time is infinite, time will go on forever. The exact arrangement of atoms that comprise you and the exact arrangement of atoms that comprise every circumstance that you are living in will repeat. And they're destined to repeat time and time again because time is infinite. And because of this, you better enjoy your life. Because of this, you better enjoy the things that you're doing on a daily basis. Because of this, you have no justification to live in fear because you are destined to repeat it time and time again. So you don't just have a responsibility to yourself. You have a responsibility to your future self, to your countless future selves, to, something that is far beyond even your comprehension. And in this thought experiment, Nietzsche lays a very, very, very profound statement that you better enjoy every moment of your life. You better live as if it's your last moment. You better have a responsibility because before you can take responsibility, then you can't change anything. If you always point the finger and say this person, this, you're never going to do anything. You're never going to get out of your own way because the only time that you have control over your life is when you give yourself control over your life. When you say, you know what, I hate this part of my life, why don't I start making decisions that lead me in a different direction? Why don't I start doing things that are more aligned with the things that I really want to do? And that's really what the eternal recurrence is telling you to do. It's telling you to understand that the moment that you're living in, you're wasting. And the moment that you're living in is something that will repeat, so you better enjoy it. And I think this goes hand in hand with another idea that Nietzsche very much loved, which was the idea of amor fati. The Stoics like to use this term a lot. It means love your fate, love everything that happens to you, love everything that will happen to you because it's meant to drive you somewhere. It's meant to improve you. There's this idea from Emerson called compensation, is that anytime one door closes, another opens. Every wall is in fact a door. Like there's always a good with a bad. There's always something you can take out of failure. And that's really what Nietzsche is telling you, is that in some way you're guided to act. In some way you're guided to live, and you better make the most of it. You better not, when it's all said and done, be sitting on your deathbed and regret, because that's just something that you're going to have to live with. That's just something you're going to have to accept. And I don't know about you, but I don't really want to accept that. I don't really want to live my life in that way. I really want to go out and do the things that I'm driven to do, whether it's writing, whether it's making videos, whether it's, pursuing my life in other avenues. But you know what? I've spent enough time being bounded by fear. I've spent enough time, living in some form of anxiety and what's going to happen next, or where am I going to get this? What am I going to do about this? What am I going to do? Like, I've had enough of that. And I'm sure you two have as well. And that's really what this idea is about. It's about live your life as if you're destined to repeat it. Live your life as if it's bound to happen time and time again. And you better damn well make sure that you live a life that you're proud of. And I think this is perhaps, if this is all you know about Nietzsche, I think this is a good place to end, because then there's some other ideas that are misinterpreted. But to me, this is an idea that's undeniably inspiring, undeniably something that you need to understand and you need to grip, because the moment you start embracing this idea is the moment you start embracing a life that is worth living. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. This was part 3. Stay tuned for the rest of them. I will link the playlist or the course, whatever it's called, on YouTube at the end of this, so you can watch all these videos. Or if you're watching in order, hope you're liking it so far. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. I will catch you in the next one.